You guys see that red thing on the mini map? Pretty sure it's a red map. I'm inclined to go there and yoink it, but I don't want to be bad etiquette. So we're starting off today with some defensive upgrades. Starting off with a purchase of a timeless jewel. Okay, let's accept this. This is going to cost me 60 chaos. Am I stupid? It's 60 chaos, right? Alright. Thanks, sir. Alright, let's get out of here before I change my mind about stealing his loot. So this right here is a glorious vanity timeless jewel. It's bathed in the blood of a certain number, and then in the name of Doriani. The name of the person, rather, determines what the keystone passive will be when you put it into your tree. So right now we have Pain Attunement. That's the basic default keystone that's supposed to be there. If we put Glorious Vanity into this jewel socket, it's going to change all the passives in that radius to something else, right? It's going to corrupt them, and don't worry, okay, you can just remove it and it'll uncorrupt them, so it's not like permanently bricked or anything. So when we put this in, you'll see that now we have access to a keystone called Corrupted Soul. 50% of non-chaos damage taken bypasses energy shield. Gain 15% of maximum life as extra maximum energy shield. So let's go ahead and allocate that. Alright, we're going to get 800 ES for doing that. And I didn't really min-max what the small passives would be. I just kind of picked the cheapest one on trade. You could technically find the right seed. So that's the number on this, right? This one's 243. It could be anything from 100 to 8,000. You could min-max the seed and find out better passives for these corruptions, right? This is armor, lightning res, max energy shield, and mana regen. You could find something like, I don't know, mana, and that would be really good for this build. But I'm not going to go through that trouble at this point of the character progression. So, let's talk about Corrupted Soul. Why are we using this? Right, we've had this big energy shield buffer for multiple levels now. And now we're taking a node that makes 50% of all damage bypass energy shield. What's the point of doing this? So let's go have a look at Mind Over Matter. It says 40% of damage is taken from mana before life. Alright, so if something hits your energy shield, it's not affecting your Mind Over Matter. It's not giving you EHP from your mana pool. By taking this node, we're splitting the damage we take, half to our energy shield and half to our life. And half from our life goes to our mana. So this is going to give us 3 ways of scaling our EHP, and that is going to make us really defensive. Now, if we just took that, it's going to feel a little bit oof, because we don't have any sort of life leech. Now, this is where Eldritch Implicits come in. And also, you'll notice that, although my Veiled Orb hasn't sold, I did sell 87 of these Primitive Chaotic Resonators for 208 C, so the ratio I got was above 2 to 1, which is incredible. That is very nice money. So let's spend some of this on Eldritch Ichors. So how many of these can we get for some Chaos Orbs? Let's just buy 100. You don't know how many it's going to take. And then we'll do the same for the red one. Let's see. Oh, we're getting so many of these. Wow. These really have no worth at this point into the league. Alright, I'm going to put my Chaos Orbs away. And then let's start doing Eldritch Implicits. So, for your gloves, you're going to want to get Cold or Lightning Leech. Let's see which one we're doing more damage of. We're doing twice as much lightning damage than we are of cold, so let's try to get Lightning Leech on these gloves. Alright, I need to double check whether it's the blue or red, but basically just spam these and it's going to give these gloves an implicit. Okay, so it is the blue one, and we got lightning damage leached as life. Very nice. Let's see if we can find a good red implicit for these gloves as well. Okay, so we found a good one for red. It says 15% chance to unnerve enemies for 4 seconds on hit, and if you press Alt on it, it says unnerved enemies take 10% increased spell damage. So we don't have unnerved in the build yet. This is a nice implicit to have on these gloves. Let's do the same thing for our hat now. Let's start with blue. Okay, so for blue, I recommend that you take percentage of physical damage from hits taken as a type of damage. Let's see here. This one rolled as Chaos. What's our Chaos Res like? Our Chaos Res is okay. It's at 79%. So why the heck not? Let's just keep that as it is, and we'll see if we can find a good red implicit. Okay, we got cast speed, I'll keep that, right? You don't want to go too crazy on these implicits, especially not with the lower ones for progression type gear. In the end game, we can roll these up to perfect Eldritch implicits using Orb of Conflict, I believe it's called, and that will be a very expensive endeavor, but you want to use that for your best in slot type gear. Alright, the last piece we can put something on is our boots, so let's go ahead and start with blue. Okay, I decided to go for regenerate some life per second per endurance charge. We always have 4 charges, so this will give us a small bit of life regen. Let's see what we get on red. Okay, we got damage on endurance charge. So not ideal, but you know what? I'll take it and make sure these are rolled properly. Alright, the last thing I recommend that you do is put some armor scraps into your Comb's Heart. If you haven't already done that, I forgot to do it. And these don't really have a lot of stats worth putting armor scraps into. Right, of course you can if you have these in abundance, but I only have like 40 of them because we are short on stash tab. And what do I do with this crap? We're gonna need them later. Okay, I think I'm stupid. I wanted to sell what I had in my inventory and I ended up buying more. Oh my god. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, nobody wants to buy this, that's why. Alright. Okay, that could have been worse, I guess. I'm gonna go make a mule, and then we're gonna put these embers onto that mule, because I don't have space for this, but we are going to need it later. Alright, say hello to Scorchin Hot Embers. This is gonna be our Eldritch Ember Mule, and I'm gonna go make one for the blue one as well. Also, what the heck happened to my gold? Did I, like, spend all of it on these embers? Alright, and say hello to Freezing Cold Ickers. This is gonna be my Eldritch Icker Mule. So let's hop off these characters. Alright, we're back onto Himmel the Hero over here. Man, I need to go figure out what happened to my gold. I have, like, no gold left. Veiled Orb is still selling, and not having gold is a little bit of a problem because we need to buy Regals and Wall Orbs for the next step. I'm gonna check my treasury, maybe I put some gold in here. So go ahead and buy yourself some Regal Orbs, maybe like 40, I don't know. That 36 is fine. And then we're gonna do the same for Vol Orbs over here. These are 1-to-1, oh my god. Maybe we'll get like 30 to start, and then revisit this later. So let's go ahead and get 30 Vol Orbs. Gonna need this for Atlas progression. And that should be good. So I'm gonna show you how we're gonna roll red maps to run them easily for Atlas progression. Alright, so you're gonna take your Orb of Transmutations, your Orb of Augmentation, as well as your Alteration, yeah? Gonna make this magic, then you're gonna add a modifier to it, and then you're going to regal it, and that looks acceptable. Now we will vol it. Alright, it changed it to something else. Make sure the mods aren't bricked. So this is a tier 12 now. That's fine, it's still doable. So that is how we are going to be making maps to run for red map progression. You'll see here that when you are doing a red map, the bonus objective is kill boss of corrupted rare version of this map. And if you were just to alch and go it and then corrupt it, it might end up as an 8 mod, or with 7 mods or something like that, and you're gonna have a very tough time. So remember, transmute, augment, regal, vol, and then run a 3 or 4 mod corrupted map instead with modifiers of your choosing. With that said, I need to go make some gold, so I'm gonna go blaze through some red maps. I will see you at the end of red map progression. We've got quite a ways to go. Hello everybody, so we are back after a lot of red maps. As you can see here, we've got 113 out of 115 maps complete, and that is exactly where I want to be because I opted out of completing Silo and Jungle Valley. Alright, we managed to get all of the unique maps offered from Carrick except Twilight Temple. Ended up buying this from someone for like 9 chaos or something. So we've also got all the unique maps. It was a very smooth red map progression. Didn't have any close calls. I did try and fight the Elder Slayers and the Shaper and Elder Guardians when they were offered. So we got a couple favorite maps here from killing those. I will say the damage for single target is starting to fall off. I fought Veritania, the Ice Lady, and took me a good few minutes to kill her. So we're definitely going to have to make some upgrades and look at single target before we can do any endgame bossing. What else is there to say? I think there was a few clips before this segue. We found 2 divines. Let's have a look at the stash tab here. We found 2 divines while doing the red map progression, and we made a lot of chaos from Keurig missions as well as scarabs and everything else that we sold. So we've got almost 2,000 of these now, and I am just logging in after a good night's sleep. Let's talk to Faustus, see what his currency exchange is looking like. And our Veiled Orb sold. There's 14 divines. I'm going to go ahead and take that. And 40 chaos for selling 20 stacked decks. Right, this didn't sell instantly, so I'm realizing that if you're willing to leave things in the Grand Exchange or the Currency Exchange, you can get really good deals for them as long as you're patient. So we did get a goddess, a gift of the goddess. Let's see here. Let me type that in. We got another gift to the goddess, and it says here that it costs 265 if you want to buy it, but if you were trying to sell it, it's going to give you some weird ratio, like 75 chaos, so be on the lookout for that. People are finding items that aren't frequently traded, and then they're putting in lots of buy offers at like 1/4 the price. So if you were just trying to price this based off of what people are willing to pay, you're gonna get scammed, right? If this happened the other day, I would have gotten 20 chaos instead of 200 chaos. That's not fun. Instead, do the smart thing, look up the market price on PoE Ninja or PoEtrade.com, and then, you know, you can decide that maybe you want to undercut 264, maybe put it for 240, even if the market price is at 200, because, yeah, you want to make that money, right? You want to make that bag. So let's put away the divines, and I should convert these Chaos Orbs into Divine Orbs, and then we should have at least 30... Maybe like high 20 divines to spend on some upgrades. So quick note about the build, nothing's changed from when we did yellow map gear upgrades. We're still using the same items. I think we put on the Eldritch Implicits. We went over that at the start of the video. But otherwise, it's the same items. The Timeless Jewel we have over here, that was a big change. This thing's amazing. Alright, this is my first time trying this out. When you have mana recovery and mana recoup, and you have life leech and energy shield leech, you are just like, this thing doesn't drop. Alright, damage that hits you is separated or distributed across your energy shield, your life, your mana, and I just ended up feeling so tanky with just this one upgrade for red maps. Right, really cool. So I want to show you what that looks like. Let's go run a red map together, since I didn't really give you any footage of me running stuff. Crystal Ore, sure. I really don't like the boss in this map, but we'll do it. We'll do it for the vid. Alright, players cannot inflict exposure, poison on hit, and unique boss deals extra damage. I don't want that. AoE, less life recovery. Alright, this should be fine. Let's go try it out. And of course, I did have some sulfite scarabs here I was using. Let's go ahead and put that in. Alright, so this is just a little test to see what the build looks like in a red map. And hopefully things go well, and I don't make a fool of myself. Alright, we're going to skip the amber ore here, because that takes a little while. I don't want to sit here forever. Alright, essence? Yeah, we can do essence. Right, essences are tanky, but... you know, we're going to solve some damage issues. Maybe we get a new wand. We'll figure that out. Alright, there it is. We pick up our Remnant of Corruption. And you're going to see a really bad loot filter in this section. So, my apologies for that. But I haven't gone around to fixing my endgame loot filter. I think I'm going to do that next because we are running out of stash space and I don't want to loot all of this stuff. Alright, can we do Abyss? Let's find out. And of course, we don't have any map modifier effects yet, nor should you. That's more of an endgame strategy to make currency. Don't make the mistake of putting map effect modifiers into your Atlas skill tree before your build can handle it. Alright, that's what I want to do next with my third Atlas skill tree. But for right now, we have just gone... we've just stuck to the basics. What's that? Okay. Oh, we got a reflecting mist. That's so cool. Let's go kill the boss first, and then we'll come open this reflecting mist. So let's go mess this boss up. Yeah, this is my least favorite boss, or well, one of the least favorite bosses. It's because they got this phylateral link nonsense. You can only hit like one of them at a single time. But we are making good work of these bosses. It's actually easy. Oh god, easier than the first time I did it. Alright, there it is. The boss has been killed. Let's go ahead, pick this pit map up, and let's go check out the reflecting mist here. Maybe we'll get a that mirror thing to drop. Okay, we did not get the mirror thing to drop. That's okay. What do we have here? Yikes. Those are awful. So I'll just leave that in there. I'm going to finish the rest of this map, and I'll see you back in town where we're going to talk about Atlas passives real quick. And then I'll probably wrap up the video, because we have some really important things to do next time around. We've got to progress our Maven, Searing Exarch, and Eater of World influences. And I think if I do that in this video, it's going to be, you know, it's going to drag on too long. So I will see you guys in town in just a minute. Alright, we are back in town. So I have a couple of maps I need to put into the map tab. Let me do that super quick. Alleyways goes here, Crystal Ore goes here, and Pit goes here. Alright, so let's look at our Atlas passive skill tree. For this tree, I've now named it Exarch. Where we left off last was we were somewhere around here after doing yellow maps. I had to put this item quantity node. And then once we started getting passive skill points from red map progression, I went all the way up here and I took all the Searing Exarch nodes. Right, I didn't take Wrath of the Cosmos here. That makes the altars harder. We don't want that. We want to start small, start humble, and work our way up, right? So I might get this later when I get gear upgrades, but for now we skipped it and we took all the Searing Exarch influence pack size. Then I went up here and I did the same thing in this cluster over here. We took every node here that is relevant to the Searing Exarch, except Searing Exarch item chance. That really doesn't help us at all, so don't worry about those. And then we still had a lot of points left over, so I started taking shrines. So you'll see here that I have some shrines at the start. I unspec'd out of this node. Then I went over here and I took shrines over here as well. And I took shrines. I'm working on this cluster over here. So when we do Maven Influence Progress, I'll be able to fill this out. And then with any remaining points, I'll probably spend it on Cartography Scarabs and Ambush Scarabs, since they're worth so much. I also ended up putting mining byproducts into this tree, just like we did for the Betrayal tree, because it's just, I don't know, it just makes you a lot of money passively. So if we go and talk to Nico, we'll see how much Azurite we've collected. Let's see. And we've got another 12k of these, and with each one of these selling for like 2.4 chaos, that's a lot of money over time. So I'm going to keep doing mining byproducts. I really like that strategy. And then, if you want to see what the Betrayal tree is looking like, I haven't really revisited this since we finished red maps. What did I do here? I just ended up taking Shaping the Skies, Shaping the Mountains, Shaping the World, and I did the same essence strat where we have the remnants of corruptions. And then, with whatever points I have left, because we don't have too much points left for this tree, I'll just get some scarabs. Alright, we can't put shrines on this, we don't have enough points because we're spending most of it on Betrayal. So that's the Atlas passive skill tree. We have a third one. I don't know what we're doing with this yet. We will figure that out. I don't want to waste a lot of money with Orb of Unmaking, so I don't want to make mistakes or make any hasty decisions. Alright, so I organized my tab here a little bit. I'm going to tune my filter so I don't see most of these currencies. We have enough currency now that we can just buy what we need. This is just like a little extra holding area for stuff on a emergency. Alright, so I'll probably stop picking up chromes, fuses, and alts. I know, that's sad, but what are you going to do? You have 4 stash tabs, you got to make the best of it. And then for this map tab, I've gone ahead and segmented the columns into tiers. So this is map tier 6, this is 7, 8, 9. There was a lot of 10s, so there's 2 columns of 10s, and then it goes all the way till 16 over here. Alright, and the reason I did this is because when we do influence progress, we're going to take 1 map from each of these little columns, and that should be enough to get the influence progressed. Alright, I think that's all there is to say. I could go on about King's March, but maybe I'll save that for the next video. I just logged in, I gotta go check what is happening there. We need gold, we need lots of gold, okay? So, I need to farm out some gold as well. But yeah, we'll do a quick slash played and end the video here. 1 day, 7 hours, 43 minutes. Stash is looking spicy. Maybe 30 divines. I don't know. I'll have to convert this and check. And we've got our full Atlas progression. We are ready to blast. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you with the next one where we do our Maven, Eater, and Exarch influences. Bye!